We're going to be looking at the corporate identity package assignment now. This assignment is fairly straightforward and simple. You make 3 different documents, but it is also very involved. It requires a lot of decisions, a lot of creativity, and you will be graded quite a bit on your creativity. Um, Before we get started, let's get an overview of the assignment. What you're going to do is you're going to create a letterhead, which is just a stationery, something that you write a letter on, an envelope, and a business card for a real business, for yourself, for a hypothetical business. It doesn't matter. Again, it's your creativity. Um, but what you want to do is create a brand, create some type of look that will be associated with what you're doing. And that look should be consistent through all 3 documents. Font should be the same, color should be the same. So there's some thing that everybody can identify from going from different documents to different documents. Let's see, I'm gonna jump around this side a little bit, and there's a lot of links for more information. I'm not going to go into great detail. We'll talk about some things in class, but this will just give you an overview. And I truly encourage you to go and look at some of these resources in more detail so you can really come up with a great project. When we talk about a brand, here's some things that you look at when you want to create a brand. You know, it wants to be unique, look different. Repetition means you have the same look going from one document to the other, and that's consistent too. Okay, memorable, that goes with unique. Meaningful, it has things that mean something for your particular business or personnel. Things are clear. You don't want to use graphics that are all pixelated. Honest, personality, professionalism, those things speak for themselves. So you can look at that more closely on your own. One thing you're going to have to do is come up with a logo that will be used on your branding. That logo can be something you create. If you want to do it, that'd be great in either Photoshop or in Illustrator. Or you can find the logo somewhere and use that. It's up to you. So that logo will be part of your branding. The logo can be either spot colors, 2 spot colors, maybe 3 spot colors if you want to get creative, or CMYK. Again, that's your choice. Let's take a look at something here. When we do it, here's the overall things you're going to be looking at, and some of them we haven't talked about before. Okay, when you finally turn this in, you're going to want to specify what kind of paper, what paper color you're going to use. Is it going to be white or an off-white or maybe a different color? Paperweight, the bigger the number, the heavier the paper is. Typical stationery paper is 24 pound. This stands for pound to 28 pound. There's some links to paper sites that you can look at to get a better idea. The paper coating, will the paper be coated? Will it be shiny or kind of a flat finished, or just a plain uncoated? Uncoated will look won't be quite as crisp and sharp because the ink will be absorbed and spread a little bit. Do you want that paper to be smooth, a little bit rough? So those are things you'll have to decide and specify. Again, when you do your printing, you're going to use a single color. You can, if you want, use 1 PMS color, spot color, 2 spot colors. Or are you going to do CMYK, which is full color processing, often called process color? Sometimes there's metallic inks which are special. Varnishes are special coating. They go over the top of everything. I wouldn't worry about that for this assignment. Also, you have to know what your document sizes are going to be. And we're going to look at that more specifically when we get to the different things that we're going to be doing. And then there's post-printing things that we really haven't talked about before. Embossing, that's stamping into the paper. Would you want to do an embossing? Or a foil stamping is like a registry seal. I think for this assignment, you may not want to go there, but if you do, that's fine. When you do an embossing, what you do is you create a separate spot color and name that spot color emboss. And that way the printer knows that that plate is not an ink, it's going to be a stamp. It's going to be something that's going to be pressed in the paper to give it 3 dimensions. Die cutting is actually cutting things out. And with the envelope, we're going to be looking at die cutting because you have to cut the envelope out so it folds. And again, the die cut will have a separate spot color that will be named die cut, so the printer knows, oh, that's the one that's going to be used to cut the envelope. And then folding, they give you some things about folding. The envelope will be folded. I don't think the business card or other will be folded. And then bindery, multiple page documents. We're not doing multiple page documents, but those are things you have to think about when you're putting everything together. Here is an example of what we'll be talking about. Here's the paper specifications. Okay, so they go 24 pound for the letterhead, 130 pound for the business card, which is typical. They're going CMYK because notice it's multiple colors. Document size 3.5 by 2 for the business card, 8.5 by 11 for the letterhead. There's no bleed on the business card, but you notice the letterhead bleeds off the top, so you have to be in that. There is embossing. See that stamped part in the back? That's embossing. Die cutting, they don't have an envelope there, so there's no die cutting. Folding, none. So this is something you're going to have to put on part of your, as part of your document. And right here, this is where you can download a text file that has all those things, and you'll be copying and pasting that into the 4th page of your InDesign document in order to do those. I've already downloaded it, and here it is, just a repeat of that stuff. So you open that up and you copy and paste it, and then you answer the questions that are necessary. Okay, so that's an overview of what we're going to do. If you want more information about paper, here's a link that talks about paper, about different kinds of paper, what they're made of, coating, brightness, the weight. So it's fairly short, and you get a good quick overview. Now down here, let's see, there was another link and now I've lost it. If I find it, I will show it to you, that is more detailed on papers. So if you want to learn more about paper, you're certainly welcome to. And so that's what I'm going to do. So now if you need ideas on what to do, down here there are some resources. First of all, here's something about what goes on a business card. I'll let you look at that yourself, but it's pretty much the name of the person, their position, name of the company, address, phone number, email, web address, and things like that. So those are all important things to show up on your business card. But here's some links to some different letterheads, and see, there's the letterhead, there's the envelope, there's the business card, and you can go through and see all those. See, that one's bled off the edge. Here's one that's on a different colored paper. This one looks like it's 2 spot colors where the others CMYK. So many different types where you can generate some ideas on what you might want to do. So that's one resource. Then here's another one, Corporate Identity Designs. So this one goes all over the place with envelopes, different size envelopes, stationery, letterhead. So more ideas. And then this one is a third one of letterhead samples. So notice on this one, on the envelope, it has the return address here on the left, but it also has something on the back flap. And notice on the back flap it's upside down, because when you lick it and seal it, then it'll be right side up. So we'll take a look at that too. Okay, so that's what it's going to be about. Here's the grading summary. When you print it out, one thing, we do want you to print it out. Okay, we want you actually to see what it's going to look like. You know, trim your envelope and fold it and see if it works. Do your business card and trim it, and see what it all looks like. And you'll also turn in your printed out version as well as the PDF you turn into the Moodle site. And make sure you show your marks and bleeds, because if you don't show those, it will be harder to trim. And any graphics you use, if you're using Photoshop graphics, you want to make it 150 line screen, which means it's 300 ppi. If you're bringing in an Illustrator logo, then it is vector item, so it's resolution independent, and you can do with that. So that'll be my introductory video. I'll go into some more details on how we're going to do it in the next video.